Welcome back to math. This year we'll be learning pre-calculus. So here's what it looks like. Pre-calculus. Okay. I'm learning to use this new tool to make videos, so you'll have to be patient with me until I get better at it. So we'll be building already on what we learned last year. Our first unit, again, is on trigonometry. However, we will use what you learned last year and we will build on it. And so you will be learning new things related to trigonometry. Last year, when we did trigonometry, we used degrees to measure angles. We used degrees. Okay? However, degrees are not very easy to use with advanced math. So when you go to college and you start to learn advanced math such as calculus, degrees are not very useful. Therefore, mathematicians learned to use or started using something called radians when measuring angles. So from now on, when we measure angles, we're going to learn how to do that using radians instead of degrees. So, how big is an angle of 1 degree? Let's think about it. How big is an angle of 1 degree? The way we can find that is we can draw a circle, right? I think that's a crappy circle. Let me go back. We draw a circle and we split the circle in 360 little parts. Those are too big, but you get the idea. So 360 parts. One of those parts is equal to 1 degree. Okay? So to find 1 degree, we draw a circle. We split the circle in 360 parts, and 1 part is equal to 1 degree. What about a radian? What is a radian? How can we find the size of 1 radian? We start the same way. We draw a circle. Okay, let me try to get a better circle. We draw a circle. Okay, maybe that's a little better, or just as bad. Okay, and we measure in the circle the radius of the circle. Radius. We measure the radius of the circle, right? And then we try to figure out, we take that radius, and let me use maybe blue. So here's the radius, right, in blue. We take that radius and we stretch it along the circumference of the circle. We stretch it here. Okay? So this line I take and I just stretch it out here. The angle that I get, here is called 1 radian. It has a measure of 1 radian. So again, I take a circle, I measure the radius of the circle, and then I stretch it out along the circumference of the circle. I measure an arc, which is as big as the radius, which is as long as the radius, and the angle across from that arc has a measure of 1 radian. Okay? On a little side note, okay, let me just write here side note, something you need to know. When we talk about one radius, we say radius. However, if we want to say we have two radiuses, this is wrong. We wouldn't say two radiuses, we would say two radii. Two radii. So the plural form, plural, okay? The plural form or el plural of radius is radii. So in a circle, we have 360 degrees. We have 360 degrees in a circle. Now the question is, how many radians are in a circle? So the next question we're going to think about is how many radians are in a circle. In the next activity, in your notes, you have to take a piece of thread, okay? And you're gonna stretch it. This is the blue part. I'm gonna give you some thread, or you're gonna take something, piece of cotton thread, and you're gonna stretch it out, and you're gonna cut it here. You're gonna cut it. You're gonna cut the length of the radius, and then you're gonna take that piece of thread and you're gonna put it along the circumference of the circle. You're gonna lay it down along the circumference of the circle like that, up to here 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, etc. And you're gonna measure how many radians fit inside the circle. Okay? So you're ready to move on to your next activity. You need to figure out how many radians fit inside a circle. Okay. Great, that's it.